Hello, hi, welcome back. I have one question for you. Have you ever made a mistake? Have you ever done something that is so bad that you wish that you could change? Why do I ask you that? Well, today we're going to be speaking about situations in the past. I know that traveling back in time, traveling to the past, is not possible, at least not now. But sometimes there are situations in the past, there are some mistakes that we've made that we wish that we could change. Maybe there's something you want to correct. I know that it's not possible to travel back to the past to fix what we have done incorrectly, but we can talk about it using grammar structures to offer alternatives to those situations. Today we're going to learn three structures that we can use to talk about hypothetical situations in the past. So I hope you do enjoy it and let me know if you have some comments or questions. Welcome back. The following classes, the following 6 to 9 hours, we're going to be talking about past modal verbs. We have two different situations. The first one is past modals for hypothetical situation, and the second one is past modals for speculating. This lesson that we're having now is related to the first one, to past modals for a hypothetical situation, and you're going to learn to use could, should, and would plus have plus the past participle to talk about a situation in the past. Past modals for speculating are going to be explained by me in a following video. So let's start with past modals for a hypothetical situation. What are the objectives of the class? What are you going to learn? Well, you're going to learn how to use past modals to talk about situations in the past. You're going to use should have to talk about the right thing to do in a situation in the past. So let's imagine that we're talking about a situation in the past. Something happened in the past that is probably not very good, but we're going to say what is the right thing to do in that situation in the past. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do it using should have. We are also going to use could have to talk about possibilities in a situation in the past. Let's imagine a situation in the past that we wish we could change. What are we going to do? We're going to use could have to offer possibilities in a situation, in that situation. And we're going to use would have to imagine our own behavior in that situation in the past. As we said before, changing the past is not possible, but what we can do is to say what was the right thing to do in that situation in the past. We can offer an alternative. We can offer a possibility, or we can say what we would do in that situation in the past. Remember, we are using modal verbs not for the situations in the present, but for situations in the past. We were talking about mistakes. I asked you if you had made a mistake, but what is exactly a mistake? A mistake is an action or a decision that produces an unwanted or unintentional result. So we're going to be talking about situations in the past that are not right. Something in the past that we did that was not correct, or something that we did in the past that was not right. And we're also going to be, or you're going to be listening about hypothetical situation. What is a hypothetical situation? A hypothetical situation is one situation that is not real, that is unlikely, or that it's impossible. Remember that we were talking about the past. And we've repeated that we can't change what happened in the past. So what we can do is offer alternatives using language to that situation in the past. If we could change the past, I'm really sure that if we could change the past, we would change it, but that is not possible. What we can do is offer hypothetical possibilities to that situation. How are we going to do that? How are we going to offer those hypothetical possibilities? We're going to use the subject plus should have plus the past participle to talk about the right thing to do in a situation in the past. Let's say that you made a mistake, that someone made a mistake, and you're going to give a sentence, you're going to make a sentence to tell the people what is the correct thing to do. What was the correct thing to do in the situation in the past? For that objective, we use subject plus should plus have plus the past participle. To talk about possibilities in a situation in the past, we use subject plus could plus have plus the past participle. We use these imagining a situation in the past that cannot be changed, but let's say we want to offer an alternative. We want to offer a possibility, so we use subject plus could have plus past participle. And now we use subject plus would have plus the past participle to say what you would do in that situation in the past if you put yourselves in other person's shoes. We use subject plus would have plus participle to imagine your own behavior in a situation in the past. Would you like to see an example? Let's see. One, I'm going to describe a situation in the past that was not right. Steve had an English test last Friday at 7 a.m. The night before, he decided to stay up late watching his favorite TV show. He knew that he had to wake up early, but he went to bed at 3 a.m. The morning of the exam, he woke up at 8 a.m., got to class late, and was not allowed to take the exam. He got a 0 and he failed the course. Do you think that what Steve did was correct? That is tragic. That is really not a good idea. So it was actually not correct. It was a bad idea. It was a mistake. How do we offer alternatives to a situation in the past? First question is, what should Steve have done if what Steve did was not correct? We're going to offer an alternative. We're going to say what is the correct or what was the correct thing to do in that situation in the past. He should have gone to bed early. Did Steve go to bed early? No, he didn't go to bed early. But we know that the correct thing to do in that situation was to go to bed early. So we say that he should have gone to bed early. Or we can also say that he shouldn't have stayed up late. Did Steve stay up late? Yes, he did. And that was the mistake. But we say that he shouldn't have stayed up late. Did he go to bed early? No, but he should have. Did he stay up late? Yes, and he shouldn't have. We use the subject plus should plus have plus the past participle to talk about the right thing to do in a situation in the past. Let me ask you another question. What could have happened if Steve had gone to bed early? Did Steve go to bed early? No, he didn't. And we use could plus have plus the past participle to offer a possibility, to offer an alternative to the situation in the past that was not correct. We say that Steve could have arrived to the exam on time. We offer an alternative, we offer a possibility using could plus have plus the past participle. Did Steve arrive to the exam on time? No, but we say that a possibility is that he could have arrived to the exam on time, but he didn't do it. Or we say that Steve could have taken the exam. Did he take the exam? No. Did he arrive on time? No. So we use could plus have plus the past participle to say that one possibility is that he could have arrived on time or that he could have taken the exam. Remember that anyway, we can change the past. The third question is, what would you have done if you were Steve? Remember that we use would plus have plus the past participle to imagine your own behavior. You're going to put yourselves in Stephen's shoes and you're going to say what you would have done. If I were Steve, I would have gone to bed early. But are you Steve? No, you're not. And Steve didn't go to bed early. But you use would plus have plus the past participle to imagine your behavior in that situation in the past. Or you could say that in my case, I wouldn't have been late for the exam, but you didn't take the exam and you're not Steve. So you use would or wouldn't plus have plus the past participle to imagine yourself in that situation, to imagine your own behavior. Do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Remember, we have three structures that we use to offer alternatives to a situation in the past. We made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. We cannot change the past, but we can use past models to offer hypothetical situations, to offer hypothetical alternatives. We use should plus have plus the past participle to say what was the correct thing to do in that situation in the past. We use could plus have plus the past participle to offer possibilities in that situation in the past. And we use would plus have plus the past participle to imagine your own behavior in that situation in the past that cannot be changed. We use would plus have plus past participle to put yourselves in another person's shoes and say what you would have done in that situations in the past. Unfortunately, remember that we can't change the past, but we can offer alternatives while we're speaking. So thank you very much. I'll see you in class. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Bye bye.